The African startup scene is growing fast. Last year, new tech companies in Africa raised nearly $500 million in funding, but European firms raised 20 times as much. French President Emmanuel Macron says he wants to change that. He's announced France will offer €65 million in funding to African firms working in development aid. One company that could benefit is Lonochi. Based in Côte d'Ivoire, this biomass energy firm's big idea is to make the country's energy supply greener by paying farmers for their waste, which is then turned into energy.
Right now we know biomass can be made into electricity, fertilizer, heat and all types of things, but there's a big disconnect between promoters of biomass projects to producers of biowaste. So what BioCredit does is it's a way of rewarding waste producers in biocredits, which is for now an electronic wallet that later can be exchanged for fertilizer.
It's not just altruistic projects that have put Africa at the heart of this year's Viva Technology Fair. The continent represents a huge market.
Internet giants like Google, Facebook and Amazon have invested heavily in Africa, but experts say there's a risk they have too much control of Africans' data.
Facebook
in Africa isn't just the social networking site we know. It's also an internet service provider which offers a lot of other services. The difference between Europe and Africa is that in Europe we have regulation that prevents, for example, offering a Facebook-only deal for online access, whereas that exists in Africa. And in that case, you really need to read the small print.
A recent report by charity Global Justice Now says it's essential for African countries to keep their citizens' data local. One way to do that is to stick to local services. Coinafrique is a peer-to-peer marketplace, a sort of West African Amazon, and it's leading the e-commerce market in Francophone countries.
It's actually growing very quickly. Our service is available today in 15 countries. We are our main markets are Senegal, Ivory Coast, DRC, Togo and Benin, and we actually have a volume of transactions and users that has quadrupled in more or less 15 months.
Facebook and Google's CEOs also addressed the Viva Tech conference, but as concern grows over what exactly their companies are doing with users' data, African startups are poised to offer consumers a way to keep their personal information closer to home. Elena Casas, CGTN, Paris.